Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the dreaded D-Rose Report. Let's get this week started off with some news, huh? The following matches were taped last night at the O2 Arena, London, England. For this week's episode of the WWE Superstars is going to be Maurice taking on Natalya, which we haven't seen Natalya for a while. Mark Henry taking on Ted DiBiase. That's it for that I've got so far. WWE.com has added Jack Carpella to the SmackDown roster page. In addition to Countdown, WWE pay-per-view events, and the free-for-all, Carpella calls the SmackDown matches on WWE Superstar. In case you want to know who that announcer-type voice is, I don't like his voice. I don't know. Don't like mine. Percy Watson, by the way, beat Primo in a dark match prior to tonight's Raw taping in London, England. Primo, poor guy, gets beat by everybody. The entire Raw roster of WWE Superstars and Divas is going to be taking part in the 2011 WWE Draft next week, April 25th on Monday Night SmackDown Live on USA. In a thrilling, it says, live TV event, all the people are going to be together. They name off a bunch of the people talking about the draft for either SmackDown or Raw. And they say, you know, they're going to, some of the old faces are going to meet some new faces, and everything's just going to be tremendous once they draft everybody to the different things, and then they switch them back again in the middle of the year. I don't know. Alright, WWE.com has announced the following for Raw, because they never, whenever so-and-so gets shipped to SmackDown, or they don't keep them there. It's just a little push for high ratings on that day, which I don't blame them. New Nexus, by the way, will be barred from ringside tonight on Raw when Randy Orton clashes with CM Punk in a rematch to their thrilling bout at WrestleMania 27. Also tune in to see Michael Cole's knighthood ceremony in the United Kingdom. Please. We're getting away from wrestling totally, it sounds like. Alright, Greensboro Coliseum is advertising John Cena for April 25th SmackDown taping in Greensboro, North Carolina. So does that tell me he's at SmackDown or just visiting? Former WWE Diva Stacy Keibler is going to be on the MondayNightMayhem.com tonight, 7:40, for an interview. And Mick Foley has got on here, says jokingly on his Twitter that he said he's contemplating asking TNA permission to attend The Rock's birthday celebration next month on Raw. The Rock has been advertised for May 2nd down in Miami, which occurs also on his birthday. It says here, well, Mick Foley says, is The Rock really having a birthday party on Raw? Maybe they'll show a clip of the party I threw him in 1999, and he carries on, and I think he really does want to be there. You never know. Foley added a few minutes later, he said, got 62 new tweets and 50-something from before, you know. He said, I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask. Velvet Sky, by the way, is stating during her chat session last night on TNA On Demand that Alex Shelley will be returning to TV this Thursday on Impact. Shelley had been sidelined, by the way, back in January, due to a collarbone broken. That was a live event in Hagerstown, Maryland. He had been advertised to participate in the X Division Ultimate Escape match at TNA Lockdown, but was removed from the match on April 7th, thus postponing his return. Now he's there. Now here's some more silly stuff. Matt Hardy claiming last night on Twitter, to his Twitter followers, that TNA Lockdown, that he may have fractured his arm during the Lethal Lockdown match. He posted an update this morning writing, wow, talk about being sore when you wake up. My arm and back is killing me. I'm sure flying this morning will help. Ha ha, he says. Hardy's claim, however, appears false, as PWI insider Mike Johnson says that everyone he spoke to at TNA says that's not the case. Trying to get his name out there again. Kurt Angle, by the way, used the RKO on Jeff Jarrett during their 2 out of 3 fall match at TNA Lockdown. And then he went on Twitter to make a comment about using the maneuver, writing, it says, Orton, I used your finish as a sign of respect. Not to get back at you, just respect. Angle has continued to call out Orton. He added the following this afternoon to Randy Orton: "As you said, imitation is the best form of flattery. I know I did that out of respect." He says, "God bless." Oh. Hulk Hogan wrote the following on his Twitter regarding TNA Lockdown. He said, "TNA Lockdown set the new standard for what a pay-per-view should be." I'm not sure what that is. And if you guys caught it, let me know. Was it that good? Or is Hogan just talking out the side of his neck? And how can Orton and Kurt Angle, if Angle calls out Orton, well, they can't wrestle. They can't do anything about it unless they go have a street fight on their own time. Oh, Stan, the guy with the stopwatch, he said that Friday Night SmackDown on Sci-Fi had a 39-minute and 9-second of in-ring action. Woo, I'm wore out. After, that's up from last week, from 35 minutes, 58 seconds. Current WWE agent, longtime employee Steve, the Brooklyn Brawler, Lombardi, turns 50 years old today. And at 50, are you still a brawler or just a damn drunk at a bar? WWE continues to tease the top main spot of Sin Cara after he defeated Tyson Kidd at April 17th show in Nottingham, England, and had a confrontation with WWE champion The Miz and Alex Riley on later on that show. Riley and Miz attacked Cena in the main event, and Carrera came down and made the save. Former WWE star Zach Gowen, he was in Detroit's Music Awards this past weekend, and why he was there? He had a ticket. The National Geographic will be filming footage for, or at the Evolve Internet pay-per-view tapings this Tuesday in New York City. They're filming an upcoming story on independent wrestlers trying to make it big in the business. Apparently they don't know about NXT or Tough Enough. They could look at that and find out. WWE Champion The Miz is going to be throwing out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles as Dodgers take on the Giants May 18th, 7 p.m. I hope he can throw it across home plate. Readers noted that Sin Cara is still using a springboard entrance during his WWE tour in Europe. There was talk that WWE officials would stop him from using the entrance after last week's Raw, but apparently he's still just barely getting over that top rope. Maybe they need a little stiffer springs or whatever on the trampoline. I don't know. Eric Bischoff, Jason Hervey's company, has picked up a new true TV show called Bear Swamp Recovery, and it's owned by a large Sicilian family. And the crew, Bear Swamp Recovery, is in New Jersey. They repossess what other people can't repossess. And of course they run into vacationer, local crazy people, and I guess it's supposed to be funny. Stan, past Thursday's TNA Impact, was 35-minute, 48-second of in-ring action, up 18 minutes and 21 seconds from last week. After the pay-per-view last night, if you got it, like I say, let me know what you think about it. Fortune continued to celebrate after last night's TNA Lockdown and pay-per-view. Also, after the show, Brooke Hogan was taking photographs with fans. Brooke was at ringside during the show and could be seen on camera every once in a while. Kurt Angle wrote following on his Twitter last night, talking about he and Jeff Jarrett's match. Let me know if this is true. He says, "We kicked butt. You need to see my match. Match of the year, me and Jeff. What a great match. Jeff broke ribs. I dislocated shoulders." You look right over here, Kurt. It's right there. You didn't dislocate it. It's right there. Sean Waltman returned as the old 1-2-3 Kid at a gimmick at Chikara's King of Trio tournament this past weekend, and keeping up with the nostalgic Kid wrestled former Hakushi in a tournament match. I sound like I sneezed, but I didn't. The new FCW Diva that was introduced in WWE Developmental this past Thursday night is Irina Kanjak, I guess. Kanjak. She's a recent signee from the Lance Storm Wrestling School up in Canada. Hey, thank you guys for listening this week. First one this week. I gotta go.